Welcome back to the FSQ Sports Training pregame show here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Dan Flickinger with you now, and joining us as he always does during our pregame show is the head coach of the Penn-Trafford Warriors in his 9th season. He is John Ruane. Penn-Trafford coming off of a win last week, 42-6 against Trinity. And Coach, just your thoughts on the non-conference victory to start out last week.
Yeah, well, Trinity's a 4A opponent, kind of a mismatch on paper on the schedule. They're a well-coached team, though, so, we watched film. We were really preparing for their best, and they did play hard the entire game. But I was really happy with our offense's execution. I thought it was the best we've executed all season long. We did not punt. We did not turn the football over. Those were two massive goals going into that game. We scored the first 5 drives. We had the ball, and the most important thing I thought was we threw the football down the field with success, and that was something we've been harping on. So we ran the ball well. Also, we played great defense. We gave up a touchdown with a minute left with our, younger guys in the game, and that's okay too. But I was really happy. I thought it was a good team effort.
Last week you mentioned offensively you guys did a lot of good things, including hitting those big plays. I know you hit one early, too, on a pass play. And so, again, I'm sure that's something that you were pretty happy with the execution of going downfield.
We have to do it. We have to make the safeties respect us, get guys out of the box. If they don't, we have to make teams, pay for it. So it's a big element of our offense. It always has been, be able to stretch the field vertically to create running lanes for our running backs. So I was really happy with the way we were able to do that. Actually, our best play got called back on a hold. We hit an 80-yard post route to Ethan Carr, but it got called back. So, we did it a couple times, even one that didn't show up on the score sheet.
Noah Allen, really nice game last week for you, Coach. 4 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown defensively, too. What has kind of impressed you about his play this season?
Noah's a great athlete. He's a tall, long-arm kid. He can run. And we fully expected him to be that stretch the field guy for us. He had a great summer. He earned his way to a 2-way starting job. He was a JV guy last year and kind of had a great spring and caught our attention. But he's definitely earned it. And he's getting better every single week. And I think with some of these plays that he's making, he's getting more and more confident every week. Looks smoother every day in practice. So he's bringing a lot to us now, especially later in the season.
I mentioned Noah on defense as well as Zona as well. Those two guys playing very well, especially after that first week against Norwin. How much have their play helped the defense have this great success and the great success that they've been having as of late?
It's essential. You could do all you want to stop the run, take away some teams' best stuff. But, a lot of teams are going to try to throw the football down the field on your corners, and our guys have been pretty good at not allowing it. So the two of them, like I said, are getting better every single week. Tony, we had kind of a large crew of guys looking to take those 2 corner spots. Those 2 guys emerged and haven't let go of the jobs yet. So that means they're performing. We judge week to week. If you're not getting it done, we'll make a move. So I think it says something to both of them that they've been able to start all 8 games to this point.
Yeah, you mentioned that internal competition's really good for your team this year. Is that kind of continuing every week?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some different guys step up, and we've gotten. Honestly, this is the most different starters, one-way starters, especially that we've ever played, at least in the last few years. We're getting more bodies on the field. We have a lot of young guys that are doing a fantastic job on special teams, and the internal competition. They know if they don't get it done during the week or on game night, then there's someone breathing down their neck.
Just 2 penalties last week, and I know one called back a touchdown last week, as you just mentioned. But overall, happy about that, considering that they've plagued you this season?
Yeah, it's been significantly better. And like I said, that was a point of emphasis. We cannot continue to kill ourselves and put ourselves behind the sticks. No team is good when they're first and second and 15, and we're no exception to that rule. So it's been, inexperienced group early on. Now we're not. We have no excuses. And we've been getting better at it, so we got to continue.
Talking with Penn-Trafford head coach John Ruane here on the pregame show as we kind of turn our attention here, Coach, to Hampton. I know you already kind of talked about them, but what really stands out to you about this Hampton team here tonight?
Well, they have a lot of low-scoring games because they really possess the ball on offense. They eat the clock. They're happy with 3 and 4 yards and moving the sticks. And so they're a physical running team. They have a dual threat quarterback who can kill you with his legs, especially, but he throws it well also. And then defensively, they've given, we've watched every game. So they've been in a 4-4, they've been in a 3-4, they've been in a 4-3, they've been in a 3-5 the last couple of weeks. So we've had to prepare quite a bit because our scheme changes depending on what they do. And it's definitely changed week to week.
Has the challenge been on the scout team then this week in practice, especially defensively there? Yeah,
and they've responded. They've done everything we've asked. They've been, like I said, these young guys are awesome for us. We have a large crew of sophomores, especially, that are getting it done for us. So, yeah, it's tough for everybody involved, and I'm glad you asked that because it kind of shows just how important it is to have the depth that we have and the bodies that we have and the players that we have. Everybody contributes to the wins on Friday.
And you mentioned before, too, Coach, certainly can't take this Hampton team lightly. They've played a lot of close games this year, and like you mentioned, their record, they could have 5 wins, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They've, like I said, they lost the heartbreaker to Shaler 29-28. North Hills beat them 3-0. They missed a couple field goals in that game. I mean, they've lost 3-0. They've lost 29-28, and I believe they lost an overtime game as well. So Hampton presents a lot of challenges. They're unique, and it's kind of a wild card as to what they're going to come out and do on both sides of the ball. They've changed up what they've done quite a bit all season long, but they've been in every game. I mean, their average point margin, I think, is 23-16 throughout the season. They just have a bad record to go with it, but they're a high quality team. Someone we're taking like real serious. So yeah, we're going to work on what we do, but we're going to have to game plan for what they do still. It's not like a just show up and play type of game. Last Friday night, it was 10-7 in the fourth with West Allegheny. Mm-hmm. So this is a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Coach, your keys to victory here tonight against the Hampton Talbots.
Well, we got to get their offense off the field. You know, we cannot let them possess that ball and milk the clock and make it a low-scoring game. We want to try to make this an up-tempo, high-scoring game. Our offense cannot waste possessions. You know, they take away a lot of good stuff. So if we take some shots down the field, they got to connect. And again, if it's going to be a field possession game, we got to win that with the special teams.
Coach, before I let you go, I just wanted to get your quick thoughts on this, something coming out this week that one of the teams in your conference, Albert Gallatin School Board, has voted not to play football in the WPIAL starting next year, which is year 2 of realignment. So what are your thoughts on that? And I guess I know it's still very early in this process, but I guess you're probably going to have to try to find another opponent if this goes through.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't have many positive things to say about it, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know, I understand their position. They're struggling badly, but it kind of puts the rest of us that they play. You know, that's 10 games that 10 of us now, or I guess 9 of us have to find I guess it is 10 of us. 10 of us have to find a new opponent, and that's about as impossible as you can get at this point. You know, we're in year 2 of a cycle. I don't know. I would have probably tried to stick it out one more year and then done it after the 2-year cycle, but, you know, I'm not in charge of Albert Gallatin. But I understand, you know, they've had struggles. Certainly it was a difficult move moving up to 5A. But, you know, a lot of people are going to suffer for this. Bye week is not good in high school football. It's just not. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. So hopefully we can find somebody to play, or since 10 of us are in the same boat, maybe something could be done to shuffle conferences for 1 year or something to that effect.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Coach, thanks so much as always for your time, and good luck tonight against Hampton.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That is Coach John Ruane of the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Coming back, we'll continue to count you down to kickoff here on the FSQ Sports Training pregame show. It's the Warriors and the Talbots coming up.